Hey, Kanema. Hey, Kanema. Blessings to you. Hey, Mrs. Etna. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Friday, y'all. Getting better every single day, Mrs. Etna. Getting better. God never lets, any of us stay in a rut too long. He doesn't. He lets you feel what you need to feel, and then, you move forward. How y'all doing? Forgive them all is our declaration on this morning. Forgive them all. That is our declaration on this morning. I'm going to say it again. Forgive them all is our declaration on this morning. Forgive them all. Anybody ever been like in a situation where you didn't know, how to move forward from something that maybe happened to you, that maybe hurt you, that maybe upset you? Anybody ever been there dealing with the how do I move forward question? Give me a one if you can say that that's you. Anybody ever been to, in that predicament where it's like, okay, God, how do I move forward? How do I keep going? How do I do it? This was me, last night, after the last broadcast, it's like, God, how do I move forward? Like I had a whole brainstorming session with God, just sitting here, saying, okay, God, what do I do now? I know how I feel. I know what I don't want to do, And you know what the Lord told me? He said, stop, Bella. He said, forgive them all. And I knew that in that moment, what God was saying is you're looking for a way out. The way out that you want is to let go. But you have to forgive first. You have to forgive. I'm going to say that again. The Lord straight up told me, because I'm like, how do I move forward? What's my strategy? What do I do? How do I get out of this funk? How? The Lord said, forgive them all. And he quickly reminded me that, unforgiveness is, apart from fear, it is the greatest adversary to our God-ordained destiny. Unforgiveness is the greatest adversary to your miracle, the greatest adversary to your breakthrough, the greatest adversary to you being blessed by God. I'm going to say that again. Like, I'm asking God, how do I move forward? How do I stop feeling the way that I'm feeling? And the Lord straight up told me, forgiveness. And he began to remind me how, most times we like to, talk about fear. And honestly, at the root, sometimes it's of unforgiveness, it's anger, it's rage. But at the root of those things, it is fear. He said most people just like to focus on the sensation of being scared, right? Most people like to just focus on just being scared, right? But the greatest blockage to what I have for you, the thing that keeps most people stuck, is unforgiveness. It's unforgiveness, the thing that keeps most people stuck. Because you can get over fear, but most people become the most unwilling to forgive a person, to forgive a situation. And because, they refuse to forgive, they choose to remember, right? The world will tell you forgive, but don't forget. But true forgiveness is out of sight, out of mind, out of memory. I forgive and forget. Think about it. It's like when we wrong God and we repent and we say, God, I'm sorry, God both forgives and he forgets. He doesn't hang it over our head when we mess up again. He don't hang it over our head. He moves on. But for most of us, when we're triggered, when we're traumatized by a situation, by a circumstance, by God, what God allows us to go through, let's just be real. A lot of times we want to hold on to the memory of how it made us feel. We want to replay the scenario. And then, we go back to God. And it's like, how do I move forward? How do I not feel this way? Not knowing the thing that connects you to the continual feeling of being disappointed, of being hurt, of being angered, it lies in your choice to continue to remember what happened, to harp on that feeling. But I knew, like last night when God was saying, forgive them all, I knew that what he was saying is, I know you're hurt, but if you're going to be able to keep going, you have to practice forgiving and moving as if nothing ever happened. I knew that that was what God was saying. I knew that what he was also saying is, you're stopping progress by lingering on this. Not just for you, but for the lives of people that are connected to you, the lives of people that your life is meant to impact. So if you still want to be used, I need you to get over it. And I believe that I'm not the only person that deals with moments like that. I believe that there are some of you guys that are catching this, whether you're live or on the replay. And what God is simply saying is, get over it. It happened. They did what they did. But if you keep harping on the past, if you keep choosing to focus on how you felt when they did what they did, when I allowed what happened to happen to you, you won't be able to move forward into your destiny. You won't be able to. Because if you really think about it, choosing to think about how you felt by something that has already happened, choosing to, harp on what a person has done when they've already done it, meaning you can't go back and change what they've done. You can't go back and change what you had to go through to get to where you are. It's like it takes up space in your mind. It takes up your focus. We all have heard the saying, you can't drive forward into your future looking in the rearview mirror. Forgiveness works the same way. Forgiveness keeps us looking in that rearview mirror while trying to drive forward. And it creates a sense of frustration. It really does. It blocks your vision. It blocks you from both receiving and hearing what God is speaking to you. Forgive them all. It's why some of us cannot gain access to the next level. And the truth of the matter is, if God allowed it to happen, it was for a reason. If God allowed it to happen, it was for a reason. It was for a reason. And I'm going to be real. Some of y'all are not even going to think deeply about this. For some people, God may be talking to you about people from your childhood. Have you ever thought that sometimes the reason why we can't get over the issues that reemerge, from rejection to abandonment, to whatever the case may be, is because we truly haven't forgiven what someone did or did not do from our childhood. So what happens is, because we're still holding on to that, it reemerges. It reemerges as we get older, as we grow in Christ, as we pursue our destinies. It begins to reemerge until we deal with it. For some of y'all, it's not as simple as praying away a simple fear. But maybe that fear continues to linger. Maybe it continues to pop up. Because it's not the fear that you need to deal with. It's the trauma. It's your need to forgive someone that caused or created that cycle of issues that's been following you. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? And oftentimes the fear that we feel, the fear that we carry, the fear that we hold on to, it stems from us not forgiving something that happened to us or what someone has done for us. Like God straight up told me, because I was asking. Because most people may have looked at yesterday's video as she giving up on God. That wasn't the issue. I was having one of those Jesus moments. Take this bitter cup away from me. I don't want to give up. I'm not giving up on you, God. But is there another way? So I'm asking God, like, how do I move forward? Is there a way around me approaching it this way? And God's response was forgive them all. He wasn't just talking about how I was feeling from some people that are connected to this ministry. He was talking about my childhood. Because the root of what I was feeling, it stemmed from what I used to feel as a child. And in a sense, what God was saying is, forgive them so that this doesn't follow you. So that this doesn't affect your ability to receive what I have for you. Forgive them. Forgive them. I used to feel as a kid that my mother was a spectator. She is still a spectator. She will help everybody else. But in moments where my mother would know that I was struggling or I needed help, you want to know what my mom would do? She would act as if she didn't see my need. She would act as if she didn't see it. But everybody else, oh, she there. You ain't even got to ask her. And so it came up again because God was saying, heal from that. Heal from that. Forgive her. Forgive her. Forgive her. So the question becomes, who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to forgive? Like, who do you need to forgive? For creating in you a need to be validated, who do you need to forgive? For being a people pleaser, who do you need to forgive? For overextending yourself, who do you need to forgive? For those rejection issues, who do you need to forgive? Because I guarantee it's not the immediate person. God uses the immediate circumstance to point a finger at things that we've chosen not to see, things that maybe we couldn't see before now. Who do you need to forgive? Because it's the only way that you can go forward into what God has for you. I'm going to say it again. It is the only way that you can go forward into what God has for you. That job, those living arrangements, that new state, that new city, that new job, that home. Who do you need to forgive? Because at this juncture, God is saying no more rear view driving. No more rear view mirror driving. No more. No more. And in a sense, what God is saying is, this is truly the definition of letting go of the old to embrace the new. This is truly the definition. Most people think surface level. When we hear that saying, when we remind ourselves of that scripture, of in order to receive the new, I gotta let go of the old. Most people think, the car, the clothes, the job. What God is saying is think deeper. Think deeper. The Lord is saying there are some things that I absolutely cannot do for you. There are some things that I absolutely cannot release to you until you let go of what happened to you. Until you let go of the old, that childhood trauma. And the thing about it is sometimes we be feeling like we've let go of what happened to us as a kid, not understanding that the current circumstances are a reflection of the fact that for some of us, certain things still linger. They still affect us to this day, which is why when the test comes, is why when the storm comes, certain responses begin to come out of us. And we tell God, God, I'm trying to have faith. I'm trying to get over this fear. I'm trying to not respond this way. But it keeps happening. For many people, God is saying forgiveness is the key. Forgiveness. 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 But you know, God waited for me to get to that point where I said, okay, God, how do I move past how I feel? He waited for me to want to know how. How? Because I can't keep feeling this way. How do I move forward? How? And he began to break down so many things. And it all went back to my mother. He said, remember, what was your response when your mother did that to you, when she spectated? I said, Lord, I shut down as a kid. I absolutely shut her out. To this day, I don't talk to her about the intricate details of my life. She doesn't probe. I don't do it. I know this is who you are because you're a spectator. And a spectator meaning you can see something, know that someone needs help, and you just absolutely act as if they don't need your help. My mother is that type. She'll wait for me to get to a place where I'm almost I never beg. But it's almost like the response that she gives is like, you'll have to beg for me to help you. You'll have to beg. I can see your need, but you will have to beg. So like when it began to pop up in ministry, that same trauma response came out. Shut down. Don't open up. Don't be transparent. They doing you just like your mama did you. Shut down. So when God said forgive them all, he wasn't talking about ministry. But rather he was using ministry. He needed it to pop up. He was using this to show me that still lingers. Don't do it. Move forward, forgive, so that it doesn't continue to pop up, so that it can no longer hold that power over you. Forgive. So again, the question becomes, who do you need to forgive? Somebody ask your neighbor, who do you need to forgive? Maybe it's not one person. Maybe it's several. There's several for me from my childhood. Who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to forgive for those relationship issues that you keep finding yourself having? Those issues. Who do you need to forgive? 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 And honestly, God telling me that is what snapped me out. It snapped me right on out of how I was feeling. Who do you need to forgive? To the person on here that needs to tithe, you need to go and do it now. To the person that needs to tithe, the funds are literally dropping now. Go tithe. Right now, I need to help someone get some gas. I need gas, but someone literally said, hey, I need some gas. So before I put gas in my gas tank, I want to be able to bless someone else with gas for their tank. I still have to pay for the appraisal. I'm calling it paid in full though. But do I have someone on here that is able to sow for me to bless someone else with gas? If you're able to sow just for gas, can you just simply give me a 1 on the screen? Again, this is not for me. This is so that I may be a blessing to someone else to put gas in their tank. Anything else beyond that, I don't have a specific goal. You sow however much God leads you to sow. It's not for me, it's for someone else. It's for someone else. If you're able to sow, whether it's $5, whether it's $10, whether it's $15, is there anyone else that is able to sow for me to bless someone else with gas? It's a broadcast though. Whatever's left from me blessing that person will go into my gas tank. I'm just about on E. Just about on E. Everything else beyond that goal is literally gonna go towards the appraisal. I still have not paid that. So that is where we are. So those of you guys that are sowing, I do ask that you guys go ahead and sow. And as you guys sow, I'm going to immediately bless the individual that needs gas. Whatever else is sown, it's going to go into my gas tank. There are 2 ways to sow. For those of you guys that just need to sow seed into this word, the seed title is Forgive Them All. Forgive them all. That is the seed title. For those of you guys that, are sowing seed into this word, forgive them all. Whether you're sowing a dollar, whether you're sowing 1,000, whether you're sowing 5,000, whether you're sowing 500, you let God lead you. Forgive them all. That's it. Those are the ways to sow. To anyone that needs prayer for anything, I gotta make this disclaimer. Do not message me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Not texting wise, emails are fine. But do not. Do not. But if you need prayer or have a testimony, prayer.thoughtsbyt@gmail.com. You need to sow, Mrs. Etna. You need to sow the largest seed that you are able to sow. You need to sow the largest seed that you are able to sow. That's it, though. That is it. I love y'all. I am rooting for you. So until next time, y'all.